It's pretty meta. All right. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hi again. Let me go and pop out with my chat so I can not get 80 levels of recursion of windows and stuff. I wonder what happened. I mean, I don't know. Comcast. Oy vey. Okay. So it looks good now, according to this. So I hope that's fine. Sorry about that. I'm like, oh wow, is GitHub not showing my code? It's not working. Okay. So where were we? Okay, we're making a header. So we renamed app.jsx to header. And we're not gonna render it. It's basically a library. So we're just gonna make a header here, and then we're gonna export that as the default. Oh man, all the maintenance I'm gonna have to do to like redo that. Oy. Thanks, Comcast. Messing on my stuff. Okay, here we go. Let's make it big and make a big padding on it and all that. Maybe it's lunchtime. Everybody's gonna go out and like play Fortnite and Valorant and stuff. My daughter's probably playing Valorant right now. Let's see, font size, and we want color as white text on a red background. How about that? And so if we see red, that it's going to basically mean that we're an older version. Currently, it's the live version. Well, we'll do some fallback stuff, and that'll be the older version that's published by NPM. I'm just going to keep like looking over to see that it's still streaming here. If and I will take it very seriously next time you say it's not working. Okay, so let's get rid of this and get rid of that. And let's see what our index looks like. That was just importing app, so let's not do that. Let's just export default true. Okay. And now we got to start playing up in the Webpack config. So our Webpack config is expecting some HTML. We don't have any HTML, and let's put it on 8081 because I'll put like the home page on 8080. And we're not going to load any CSS, so get rid of that. And we're not going to use that, so get rid of that. And now this guy's called, what is it again? Header. Cool. And we're going to expose header from there, source header. All right. I think that looks pretty good. Let me just change this out so that it's also header. So when we do our monorepo stuff, that'll work. Let's try it out. Let's see yarn start again. And this time it should just give me basically a directory listing. There you go. And we'll know if it's working-ish if we've got our remote entry. Yeah, good. So it's got a var header in there. That's great. That's how we get to it. Cool. All right, I think we're cooking the gas here. Okay, so let's go over and create a new project as well. This is going to now consume that header. So we'll do that dget trick again. Same project. Call it, home, whatever you want, really. And okay, let's get rid of this so it's not confusing us. And in this one, all right, 8080 looks good. All that looks good. We're going to call this one home. And we're going to then remote in the header. Call it header. Okay, that's just basically going to give us the easy import syntax. So now we can say like, import header / header, and it's going to work. Okay, and let's go over here to our source, and then import header from header. And we'll drop that in there. And we want to see it not work first? Sure. So let's get a failure case. Oops, that's not going to work because that's at the top level. Yarn lock. I always love how like optimistically, oh yeah, I'll just go and make something in here. You ask for yarn, you're going to get yarn. All right, yarn. How's everybody doing today? Is it lunchtime for you guys? What time is it? All right, as expected, no bueno. So let's go take a look. Loading header not found. Okay, cool. So the one thing we have left to do is we've got to go over here into the head tag and then script in that remote entry, which is on 8081. Have I tried? I don't do a lot of Angular. I know that Zach, I believe, has a test application. Oh, look at that! A test application in his in his examples that has Angular. I do want to get back into it, do more of it. So yeah, taking a late lunch over here on the West Coast. I'm on the West Coast. Okay. So looking good. We got our header. That's great. But now what happens when we kill this app, right? Same sort of thing has happened before. We're going to get, function not found because there you go, header is not defined. And it's because if we look over in the network, there we go, remote entries failed. Yeah, so yeah, we expected that. Okay. And let's wrap this in a React suspense, see if that does anything. I don't think so. Loading header. Basically, we're looking, it's an error, and suspense is designed to trap things that are slow loading or loading on a promise. So it's probably not going to handle this. Okay, yeah, same thing. So what we need to do is create an error boundary. Error boundary. So you're really into Angular? Is that, you want to use it in some of your upcoming projects? And I'm guessing you can manually maintain your own Webpack, right? So I don't think there's any reason why you couldn't bring it have it on Webpack 5. So yeah, let me put on my list of videos to make. My next, this is good. This week is A/B test. Next week is Next.js. So how to use it in the current Next.js build without the Webpack 5 support. And then how about I do Angular after that? I'll have to give myself a bit of a refresher course on Angular, but I'll do it. Thank you for the idea. Okay, so we have this error boundary. This is pretty, copy and paste. Let's call this a header wrapper. And what basically happens is, and this has to be a class because there's no hook for this. But basically, when you get an error, it then calls a static function in there that sets that error flag or creates a new state where that error flag is true. And then you put in something. So fallback header, right? That's what we wanted to say. And we don't have log to error service, I guess. I'll just leave that in there because I don't want to cause any errors I don't know about. And let's wrap it in there, header wrapper. What kind of Angular project would you want to see? Okay, header is not defined again. I see. Okay, well, that's interesting. I'll get this figured out here. All right. Well, that's interesting. Header is not defined. Oh, okay. Fair enough. So it's actually blowing up in here, right, on the import, because we're going to have this hard import. So we need to go and make that lazy. So let's go over here. Let's go react.lazy and do a lazy import, which could blow up. Okay, now let's try. Hey, look at that. Woo, yeah. All right, great. Yeah, I don't want to say don't get too excited for the video. I would love, what I really want to see is Next.js legit support Webpack 5, and I want to see how they do it, and I would love to see something like, /federated or something like that, where anything you put in there gets federated. I can't wait to see that. This is basically how do I work it within the existing Next.js as we have it, which is still cool. Yeah, it's very cool. Okay, so we've got a fallback not header right now, which is not good, obviously. Like if your customer gets this, like they're not gonna be able to go anywhere. So what we want to do is we want to go and basically export this as an NPM library and then kind of fall back onto that. And that, again, this is like, you know, practical examples that are going to make people in your organization feel safe about actually putting this in production. So that's why I'm doing this. And you can really do this for pretty much any component you want. Okay, so let's just get rid of this. Oh, not that. All right, let's go back here into header. And because we're probably going to need to build it. It's funny, I practice these videos a lot and then I forget them. So, you know, we're going to live and learn here along the way. Okay, so yes, I remember what I did. I did like a build for Webpack, build for Module Federation. And let's see, we're going to run that. And I also did like a build for Babel. npm run build Babel. Okay, I don't remember what I called it last time. Build Babel, and then we'll say Babel, and it's source, yeah? And outdir, let's just say build, because I know that like dist is used by Webpack, so we'll just put it in build. And I bet you it's going to blow up because we don't know the Babel CLI, but we'll give it a go anyway. So yarn, what do you call it? Build Babel. Yeah, okay, as expected. So yarn add Babel CLI. And it's more important than ever to put this in a dev dependency. And the reason being that now, instead of just having that like list of all of the libraries, like so, we now do this thing where we bring in package.json dependencies. And I don't know what's going to happen if it tries to bring in Babel CLI. In that case, that's probably not going to do so good. Okay, so let's take a look in our build directory and see what happened there. Cool. All right. And it's out. All right. And it's ES5. That's great. So that's really good. So then what we need to do is go over here in our package.json. Let's go and add a main. And let's go in here to source. Oh, no, build index, I guess. Yeah. Are we going to do that way? I mean, we could do this thing where we have index go and bring it in. Like so, you know, export default header, and then we'll bring in header from header. Could do that. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so now we've got our NPM library, effectively. And I'm going to go and do it monorepo style, because we're going to want that. And let's go back over to my top level, and I'll just go and grab the secret sauce. Hey, I was asking people, like, what do you think about the new GitHub look and feel? Curious as to, let's see, WP5 dashboard. Does that have it? No, I probably just looked there. CMS POC, I'm guessing this one has it. Yep, there we go. Yeah, okay, there we go. That's a nice little boilerplate there. Okay, so let's go back up to the top level directory, create a new file for package.json, and we'll call this, you know, res header, resilient header. So it's basically gonna go and, you know, check for anything in packages, which we've already thankfully made. And let's just make sure our package.json's, okay, that's home. Okay, cool. And the only other thing we need to do is add concurrently and with WS run. And WS run. There's a special flag I need to put on this. I think it's like W or something. Did I remember this right? Could it be? I think it is. Nice. Okay. And the only reason we're doing this is we want to have it do the linking for us. I don't want to pollute the global namespace by doing like yarn link or something. I want to be able to use the yarn workspaces command to actually link these two projects together. So let me see if I can remember that one. Yarn workspace home add header at 1.0.0. I think that's it. Am I currently in a workspace? I am. Oh no, yeah. Okay. No, I need to like clean it up a little bit. So I need to go through and kill my node modules, kill all the node modules and packages. And let it do all the linking and stuff. Oops. Wow, that's not gonna like that. It's still running. Generally speaking, don't like having node modules removed from underneath you. All right. Anybody got any ideas on this one? Like, are you sure I'm currently in a workspace? I definitely am. Okay, workspaces, packages. And I want to go in. Oh, Yarn workspace. Is it Yarn workspaces as opposed to Yarn workspace? Nope. Well, maybe I need to do just fall back on the linking anyway. How about that? All right. Not my favorite thing to do, but we'll do it anyway because not sure why that's not working. So I think it's yarn link, and then I can go over here and I can say yarn link header. Okay, cool. And the only reason I don't want to do that is I think it's global. It's not, and it's something that you have to do. You can't just go now and like get this and run it. You have to actually like do a linking thing. Okay, so let's see, package JSON. Let's make sure in home. So it's still not in there. Yarn link header. Okay. Okay, so that's gonna be really interesting. So import header from header. But here's the deal: like, how do you know what's a module federation header? How do we know when we're going to get it from module federation, and how do we know when we're going to get it from npm? So what we're going to do is we're going to alias this guy. So we're going to say this is now mf header, and I'm going to go back over here and use that mf header like so. And let's see. So that, oops, and I also have to like alias this. So I'm going to call this fallback header because I don't want to have two headers around. And I'll drop that into here. All right. I don't know. I don't think this linking stuff has worked. So I dubious about this actually working. I think I'm going to need to figure out what I did wrong when it comes to workspaces. So, all right. Oh yeah, something's like seriously messed up right now. So let me remove out yarn lock, and that directory looks good. This directory has no modules in it. That's probably not good. And what's wrong? So that's package JSON in there. Oh, wow, that's interesting. So where's this then? Oh, oh my, yeah. Good work, Jack. Good work, Jack. Well done, sir. Okay, hold on. So I put it in the packages. I put it. All right, now we should be good. I hope but I hope that yarn linking stuff hasn't messed me up. Okay, let's try this one more time. This time with feeling. Any questions? Also, if you're interested, like I can do brown bags too. If you're interested in this sort of stuff, and you're like, hey, could you tell my present to my company or whatever? I'd be down for that. Okay, now are you gonna work? Maybe. Hey, okay, so let's take a look. So, home has header. Yay! Here's a really fun one for you. It's just I don't even understand why this. So if you don't put in the @ and the version number, like, it won't do the link. And worse yet, it might actually go off and get, if there is an equivalent module on NPM, it might go get that. Because there's actually like a nav module. I used to call this one nav. And there's a nav module on NPM. I don't know what nav on NPM does, but it's there. Okay, so let's try this one again. So we'll go over to packages home. Start it up. And it didn't work. Let's see. Let's okay. Oh, I see. That's interesting. So why isn't it? Okay, so that's the original FN error. That's the original error. And I'm guessing that header itself here is probably bad. So let's just do this. Header build header, and bring that in as fallback header. That's going to be a bit more direct, and we're going to want to do that anyway when we do the lazy importing. Hey, there we go. Nice. Okay, so what I want to do now that we are successfully back into the land of the working again, is I'm going to go and change its background to blue so we can kind of tell. And you know what? How about green? Green for good. And we'll yarn start that up. And if I refresh this now, Module Federation, that server or S3 or whatever you have it on is responding and doing the right thing. And now if I kill that, I can go back over here, and now it's automatically falling back onto the version that it got off of NPM. Cool, right? So that's pretty secure. The only problem is, at this point, it's all wrapped up in source app JSX, which means that we're actually shipping to, well, at least one version of the header, and then we're not using it 99.9999% of the time, right? So you don't want to do that. You got a heavyweight bundle. So, before I cough here. I just don't want to like cough in your guys' face. Okay. We want to just go and lazy load that. So that would be kind of the denouement here. It would be due to also lazy load the fallback header. And then we can kind of go see how that works. This is where I got this going. There you go. Note to self, always know where you're putting your package JSONs. And then the only extra thing we need to do is put that in there. Copy that. We'll call that loading fallback header. Is that going to work? No, that's not going to work because you got like doubly nested tags there. Okay. All right. So you can also see now that we've now very, very easily code split out the header, right? And it's now coming in as, it's 2.2 kilobytes. Not that we're saving a whole heck of a lot, but this is not a realistic header. Headers get crazy huge. So let's fire this up again, and let's make sure that what happens is we only get that one. Either we lazy load from 8081, which is what we're doing now, or in the case of when we don't have it, then we lazy load the build header out of NPM. And so now the worst possible case is you fall back onto whatever your package JSON says your header is, right? And then, if you're in a reasonable company, you're probably like, you got a Caret, whatever. And so you're constantly getting new versions as you update. So, the last time you built and deployed will be whatever you'd fall back on if that didn't work. Okay, so questions. This is kind of the end of the original video. I did in double the amount of time. You guys have any thoughts, questions? I mean, there's an SSR component to this as well. I mean, in reality, a header, right? Most of the time, you're going to be doing a thing where you may have like a bundle of HTML, JS, and CSS that's sitting off somewhere, and then you could load that as an option. We could certainly walk through that example if you wanted to actually like flesh out like a statically built header, which is not it seems reasonable. By the way, one thing that we're going to go over in tomorrow's video on A/B testing is also unit testing. So, like, how do you do? Let's see. So up here, right? How do you test under mf-header when that actually isn't a package that really exists? I can do this without React. Example web components would be nice. Yeah, absolutely. Probably how this go for me to actually do that live, but that's a great, yeah, exactly, right? I mean, you want to fall back on something that's very vanilla. So if you literally just like you fetch the HTML, and on the then of that, then you go and like script tag in whatever the underlying JS is that automates the header. Yeah, that's great. And let me see. I've got my video for 2 weeks from now, but yeah, I should probably get back also into more web component stuff. Are you using web components a lot? I haven't seen a lot of web components adoption. Well, thank you guys for showing up, by the way. I really appreciate it. I know you're taking your lunch out. That's great, or not. You're taking some time out of your day, and I appreciate that. All right. Well, I will keep the idea of web components on the back burner. Feel free to chill out and hang out in the chat for as long as it runs. And I will need to go and change out all the banner on this video now that we've started. Oh, thank you so much, Martin. I appreciate that. I really do, honestly. It's nice to hear. And okay. So new video drops tomorrow. And then I'll have another one of these live streams on Friday, and I think that's going to become the normal cadence. I'll drop a regular video on Wednesday, and then we'll have a video so you can try it out and play with it and see if it works and see if it interests you. And then if it really interests you or you have more questions, just come back Friday and ask all the questions you want, and we'll go through it all again and at your pace. We'll make some mistakes. We'll do some crazy stuff, and we'll see how we go. All right. See you guys, and be careful, be safe. Be happy, be healthy. All right. Check you guys later.